up, y'all?
What's up? What's up?
Today's episode, shit's gonna get spooky. Real spooky. Center me out, baby. See that right there? Hope y'all know that I ain't scared of no ghost. Alright, guys, I had to do it. Yo, shit's spooky out here.
It is. It really
Real
is.
spooky out here. Just so y'all know. Put that right there for y'all. Alright. What's your biggest fear? Tell me.
You already know.
No, I actually don't know. What is your biggest fear?
Really?
Oh, is it a certain person?
No.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
you're so stupid. Stupid for that.
It's funny as hell.
No.
Alright, guys. So, today, we were watching some videos, and we saw about the endless pit, right? The endless hole?
It's called the Mel's Hole.
Male's hole. If you guys have never seen it, you guys never checked it out, you guys should definitely check that out.
I'm definitely going to check it out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little lost to it, but I did hear about some hole, but I didn't never listen.
So do you want to take it over and explain it?
Right. So this is actually something that was pretty recent. There's apparently, right, there's a bottomless pit. Like, it's a big hole. Right. I believe it's in Washington. Right. This guy named Mel discovered it down in the woods, and then he started throwing rocks and stuff down it, and they were trying to figure out how deep it actually is. And you didn't hear anything. There was no sound. So then eventually he went and got fishing line. He started taking the fishing line. He would just he'd go all the way until he couldn't. Still didn't reach nothing. Then he upgraded another 10,000 feet to doing it. Nothing. Eventually he got up to 80,000 feet, and it still never hit the bottom. Right. So then from there, other people started joining in. They started throwing trash. They started throwing dead bodies, dead animals, and then as soon as they started seeing walking around the area, they started seeing those animals and those bodies. People just walking around again.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
So then this Mel's Hole started becoming the supernatural portal to that realm.
Yeah, it was like a phenomenon. No,
It was a big thing. Like,
that it started off with people just pretty much throwing in their trash, right? Just
absolutely,
regularly,
just
and
trying
it
to
was
get
just
rid of stuff.
it was just a ditch, and it just appeared out of nowhere, right?
It's just out of nowhere. It's not even like a ditch. It's just a huge, I don't know, maybe like 5 meters
Yeah.
wide hole, and then it just grew over time, and it's just a bottomless pit.
So it just kept growing.
It just kept growing.
That is crazy. I've heard of like holes in Washington, but I never heard of this.
Yeah, there's apparently like a lot of different holes that
Yeah,
that just
being, right?
yeah, like there was one major one I think that was in I think it was in Peru or something like that. That was humongous, like one of the biggest like sinkholes.
Yeah.
That was that supposedly like you can hear, like it was like you could hear hell through it.
Really?
Yeah, like all you hear is like screams and all this kind of stuff from there. It's insane.
Yeah, like,
Shit. I mean, I had to.
do you guys think this might be related to the whole CERN thing, like with the whole God particle stuff they were doing with the eclipse and everything?
It could be because I mean the CERN thing was actually way before the eclipse thing. I know they did it again, but they had done it a while before this. I don't know the exact date, but it was that they were trying to look for the God particle. It was actually closer to around the time when the North Korea thing was happening. It was the North Korea, the whole entire, they were going to bomb us stuff and all that good stuff. It was around that time, I remember, because
this shit gets weird around conflict, right?
yeah, if you can just try to speak a little closer into your mic, break it up. No, you're good, just so we can hear you and everybody can hear you.
Yeah, when conflict is like weird shit always happens.
Yeah, it gets
They
creepy.
manipulate shit, you know what I mean? But it's still nonetheless creepy as hell.
Yeah, I mean, spooky. See, even Violetta knows it's spooky. It's getting creepy out
Yeah,
here.
it is real creepy.
Have
No,
you ever
but then like even with that, apparently the guy disappeared. Mel himself,
Oh, really?
like he disappeared, and then the government came. They took over the whole hole. You can't even access it. It's not even available on the map anymore. You can't go see it. And then it's like, then they started sending drones down there, and the drones still never reached the bottom.
That's
Really?
crazy.
Right, so what is actually at the bottom of this hole?
I don't know. And then I remember that he was in the video. They're explaining that Mel he took a fishing rod with some weights. I think it was like a 1 pound weight, and then he pretty much got all the way to no end, just the end of the actual line, and there was still no bottom. So he wanted to see if maybe it could have been maybe water or something like that. So then he brings the line back up and he adds some he added a lifesaver, right?
Yeah.
To see if it gets wet, to see if there's any water down there, anything like that. Because there's no end in sight, and maybe the water, you can't really feel an end if there's water because it
Yeah,
could just
for
be
sure.
drifting or whatever it could be.
Float along.
Yeah. So he pretty much he put the lifesaver in there, and it came back not wet. So then he goes and he bought I think about like 10,000 feet of line. 10,000 feet of line. He goes all the way down. Okay, thank you. Sorry. Let's see. I just put this a little bit lower like this.
Oh, okay. Nice. Thanks for looking out.
Yeah, thank you for letting us know. So he is that better, Violetta? If you could just let us know, that'd be great. So the 10,000 feet of line, he brings it to the bottom, and still absolutely no end in sight. So then he gets some more line. He gets about 80,000 feet of line.
That is crazy.
It goes all the way, hits the 80,000, and it was still no end in sight. So, then it became where he pretty much had a station, right? Based off like paranormal stuff and all this crazy like
So
conspiracies and
he
everything.
made a whole base out of this?
No, he did. He made like a podcast. It was back then, so it was more like a radio. It was like a station
Oh, okay. That's
where
dope.
people could talk and everything like that.
Oh, okay. That's dope.
So he had people, contacting him about the actual the hole, and he even had volunteers that were willing to go down there.
Yeah.
But he wasn't gonna put anybody down there because
Crazy.
it just there was no end, and it pretty much got to the point where people were throwing their trash in there. It became kind of like a landfill, and people were throwing trash all over the place, but it can never be filled. It can never ever be filled. So there was even a case with that this guy's dog was it Mel's dog or someone else's dog?
I think it was just a random dog.
It was a random dog that they took the carcass because it died.
Yeah.
So they took the carcass and they threw it down there. And once they threw it down there, mind you, the dog was dead, and there's no end to this hole.
Okay.
He goes, he forgets about it. A few days later, he sees that same dog roaming around the area, and he calls its name, and there's no response.
Alive?
The dog was
Alive.
the dog
He was
was
running-
alive.
the dog that they threw in
So
the
the dog that they threw in there was dead,
That's
and then
crazy.
they saw the same exact dog. They saw it alive, just
That is
roaming
insane.
around. So then it became like, okay, it's more than just the hole. This thing has some type of paranormal capabilities,
That is
and
crazy.
and furthermore to that, it was actually said that hole was actually within the ley lines of the world. So ley lines are pretty much these lines across the whole world that has like it's electrically magnetic fields. So when you get into that, you kind of see that it's like electromagnetism has a lot to do with paranormal activity. Just for an example, like you see Ghostbusters, like the PKE meter, what it would really pick up on is electromagnetic fields. So whenever that would spike, that means that there's a ghost around. So since that's so charged, that means that things can resonate within that line and can like you'll see like more hauntings. There's certain places in around the world where it's pretty much like the most hauntings happen within that area of ley lines, and the ley lines actually go across multiple sections. Like Supernatural, there was an episode of Supernatural where they explained the ley lines, I believe, and within these ley lines, it was actually like what do you call that? What's the devil star? A
The pentagram.
pentagram. Like the ley lines were kind of in the shape of a pentagram, which is
That's
crazy.
crazy.
But here, let me you can continue on the story. I'm gonna actually look up
No, but like
the ley lines.
the part that makes it like reality though is like the mere fact that the government got involved with it too.
Oh, for sure. I mean, they dabble in this shit. It all connects back to the supernatural type shit. Either way, I mean, it's not something that is, they throw it in our faces all the time. You know what I mean? The symbols, everything. Like, you see performances now from celebrities. I don't really want to mention none of their names, but that's all they throw out there anyway. It all comes back to that. And we're gonna get to aliens too, right?
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
all that is cover-ups for the fake rapture that they're trying to create. There's been there was a masonry on this podcast. Shout out to Geekdom.
If you can just bring the mic up, you can hear him. He's low, right? A little
Yeah, I
bit.
can hear him.
I think mine getting a sore throat.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay, gotcha.
excuse me for that.
No, you're good.
But this podcast I was hearing about this masonry that literally grew up. It's gonna go off topic a little bit, but then it'll go back to topic.
Mm-hmm.
So he grew up in the masonry, and all he knew is literally that, just freaking how to sacrifice chickens, sacrifice people, or whatever. And then he became a Christian, and he was saying that all this is a giant cover-up for the fake rapture to try to explain their agenda for the real rapture.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, all this supernatural all comes back to that.
Yeah, but I mean, besides, yeah, Junior, your mic is low.
Is it?
Yeah.
My bad.
Hey, what's up, Mink? How you doing? Yeah. So going to that whole entire thing, you're like, it's a cover up. I
It is
mean,
a cover-up.
there's this thing called Project Bluebeam. Have you guys ever heard of Project Bluebeam?
No.
Basically, the beginning of that.
So Project Bluebeam is pretty much explaining that this whole entire alien phenomenon that we're having and how we're getting such a boom in it, that a lot of it is the government trying to pretty much deceive the people. And what they're doing with it is they're putting out a lot more. You see now, once the whole entire alien thing came about, now it's like that's all they talk about. Like
That's
you
all
see it
you
everywhere. You know what I mean? Like, listen, I mean, we've seen things.
Oh, for sure.
We've seen things
Ourselves,
like
yeah.
in person. Remember
Yeah.
that day over
Division, yeah.
like we've seen multiple things. So I mean that there is something out there. There's for sure something out there. But it may be that they're trying to make it into. The government always has their little grubby hands somewhere,
Absolutely.
everywhere actually. So, anyways, going back to Project Bluebeam, if you guys don't know about it, you guys should look it up. It's pretty interesting
It is
because
interesting.
it's pretty much saying that they're going to take and they're going to make their own kind of alien phenomenon as to say like this is the reason, when the rapture happens, you know what the rapture is, that
Yeah.
people that are going with God are going to get lifted up and they're going to go with him. There's supposedly going to be an alien invasion, and that alien invasion is going to be the reason why everybody just disappeared. So then they could take away kind of from like people that are into religion, into Jesus and everything like that, or other religions. They're going to be like, oh no, it has nothing to do with God. There's no God. We've got abducted. People got abducted by aliens. You know what I mean? So that's really what Project Bluebeam is. And I mean, there's a lot more to it.
Yeah, it's definitely.
But I
more to
mean,
it, but
that's
this is
kinda
a
like
nutshell.
just
You already know how it works. Like it's always. Eventually, they try to oversaturate and try to make it mainstream,
Yeah.
just to distract.
Just to
Yeah.
Just
feel
so-
like it's
just like
normalized.
how everything was just magically coming about during the whole Epstein stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So you forget about that So they'll drop like, for example, like a rap beef or something like
Yeah.
that. Something
Oh
crazy.
yeah.
Basically,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
always
So
the
to
case.
get you to focus on that.
And why? And look at it like this. After all these years, why they're after Diddy now? You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, come on. Like, you ain't touching before.
Yeah.
It's definitely so they could cover up something.
Yeah,
else.
there's always something. There's always something in the news as a cover up. Something they always expose something. They always bring something to light, and you mostly always see it. Like, I mean, for people that are awake and see it, now that the elections are coming,
Exactly. Exactly.
here, let's see what Mink said. The government also uses things like that for misdirection while something different and important is going on and they don't want us to see.
real.
Exactly. That's exactly on
100%.
point.
Hit the
For
nail.
sure. Where was that real quick? I lost my train
The
of thought.
election.
Yeah.
Oh, the election. We always, around every election,
Some
we
shit
always have something happen. If it's not major hurricanes or some disaster around the world, that pretty much distracts from the election and everything. You know, like we had COVID, right? Around
COVID was big.
Yeah.
COVID
real
was
big.
humongous, and then it became, you know, with the voting by mail thing, which
We also didn't we have like Antifa. And the
Antifa,
riots and
yeah,
the
you
Black
have,
Lives Matter
yeah, you
thing
have
was
a
so
whole
big
bunch
at
of
that point.
distractions
Yeah,
all
pretty
over the
much.
place. And you know, the thing about like the Black Lives Matter thing and the Antifa thing is like, so their main objective was before keep everybody inside, keep everybody locked up, you know, for everybody's safety. But yet again, with the whole entire Black Lives Matter agenda, because that's really what it was, you know what I mean? And I'm not trying to say the Black lives don't matter. Every life matters.
It does.
But it was an agenda just because you see that the creator of it, really the one that started it, profited so much money and she gave back $0.
real.
She's like a multi-millionaire and she gave back to no communities. So it's it just goes to show that they had us locked up in COVID, but something like that, another distraction came about and everybody could be out and nobody was really getting sick or anything like that. COVID paused. And I mean, even look at it now, you know what I mean? Like, COVID pretty much ceased to exist.
Yeah, it's a regular.
It's like afterthought.
Yeah, who talks about it,
Yeah.
really? And we're not going to say that it's really the vaccinators that stopped that spread because it was still spreading right through them.
Even with the vaccination, you still caught it.
Yeah, that's what I'm
still
saying.
got it.
And
Cool.
and then you had in the news, you know what I mean? I love how it was always a thing of like misinformation with them because I mean, I don't know if you guys ever posted about anything or like shared you guys' opinion on COVID or whatever it may be, but you would always see like you would get a tag that would say like, "Oh, misinformation, like this is not true, whatever." And it was all bullshit. Every time we would go against that agenda, they tried to just block you off right there, and you had a lot of censorship around that
Yeah.
time. Censorship was at its probably at its all-time high at that time, and you know, honestly, if it wasn't for a lot of people, like honestly, like Joe Rogan, I would
100%.
say he's definitely one of the top people.
Top G.
Yeah, like there was
So he's like one of the biggest things.
there was another one. It was something horse on YouTube. I think it was like Dark Horse. I don't know. You had a lot of people that pretty much you know spoke their mind. A lot of big platforms, and didn't just follow into that agenda, which they hire all these people you see in Hollywood.
Yeah, they're
All these
high.
people you see, all these celebrities, they're all bought out.
Yeah.
Like they're all
Everybody-
bought out.
That's what Cat Williams tried to bring out.
Yeah, I mean, look at the biggest one, Taylor Swift.
Yeah, she is the.
She's humongous, but she's so bought out, and she leans to one, you know, one side. I mean, again, there's multiple sides. You know, there's the left and there's the right.
Yeah, but it's even prevalent in like the Grammy Awards with the
Oh yeah.
Doja Cat, and then I think Sam Smith with
Yeah.
the whole.
Oh, with the
devil
demon.
worship,
Oh,
rituals,
yeah,
all
and-
All those
that.
rituals.
Oh yeah.
Everything is just. I feel like they're trying to make it mainstream, so that when if it actually happens, you're gonna be like, okay, nobody's gonna riot, or it's a joke,
Yeah.
so they can do whatever they want. And then it's like, oh, they can easily implement the martial law, and that's where I
Oh,
think
yeah.
things are going.
It's really,
Oh, yeah.
100%. COVID was the biggest test of it.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
for
and
sure.
they wanted to
Biggest
see,
test of
and they
it.
wanted to see how quickly they can get people to cooperate and just become just mindless sheep. And and it happened. I mean, listen, even me, like there was a certain amount of time where I was like fuck going out. You know,
Nah, it happened to all of
I was
us.
like fuck that. I don't
Or
want to
and
go
then
out there. I
even
don't
the
want to get
fact
sick.
that your job
Yeah.
was forcing you.
Was
And
forcing
it
you to
was
go.
really like ruining relationships. Me and you, remember with the whole entire COVID thing, we had a whole like thing where like I got upset that he came over and like they were coughing and everything like that, and you know it really it gets into your mind into like this thing where it's like fuck, like I don't want to get sick, stay away from me.
No, for sure.
Even me with like
it
my
was just
girl,
scary.
like same thing, like her parents like were sick and everything, and I was like yo, like I have to go back to my parents and I don't want to get them sick.
Yeah,
And you
yeah.
become like this mindless sheep that just keeps
zombie.
like spreading that like misinformation. They're like, oh yeah, this, and I'm not saying it can't kill you, you know what I mean, but it was mostly the sicknesses you really already had. That disease, that virus was meant to intensify it. Like they made
Yeah.
that strain specifically to intensify whatever it was you already had, like
So
lingering
the
in you.
biggest thing though was like, if you I don't know if you ever looked at a Lysol bottle before COVID.
Mm-hmm.
It
Yeah.
never mentioned coronavirus,
Mm-hmm.
and as soon as it
Yeah,
came
it
out,
started,
it,
yeah.
was
was
already,
COVID-19.
on the back of it.
Yeah, look,
It was already on the back of it.
look.
How
Said
fast?
Mink said it almost did kill her. It was bad. Listen, yeah, I had it. I've had it about like 3 times. I mean, it was different every time I've had it. You know, one time I lost my taste buds, the other time, but I could say like I never had it to the point where I was
You
like,
feel like that?
where I was like, fuck, I'm gonna die.
I had it once.
Like, but I know there has been people that have had it like, and it's like, it's pretty damn bad. Like people have told me like,
I had friends
mm-hmm,
and coworkers that couldn't taste for months
yeah,
after having it,
yeah,
and it's just crazy. But it's like, do you really think? Because the flu it's its own adapting virus. That's why we can never stop the flu.
mm-hmm.
But do you think COVID it's a man-made, or was it natural?
It was definitely.
No, it's
It
man-made
was
for sure.
made 100%.
Because then you got to think how fast that these.
That's crazy.
These,
But this is going to our point, Mink. You know what I mean? She said she had breathing issues and had to see a specialist. I mean, this thing again, it was man made for sure. 100%. They made it to attack people differently, and that's why there was so many variants of it. You know what I mean? And again, it's like the flu. Once it was out to the world, it keeps changing because that's a virus. A virus keeps adapting to other people and other people. So like, so if it goes through a million people and a million people have different sicknesses, it's gonna adapt and it's gonna become worse and worse and worse. And it's crazy because then the vaccine came out, and the vaccine was made before the virus.
Yeah.
The vaccine was made for for that virus. Like
All it is
No.
profit too.
it was already all planned.
It's all planned since
Exactly.
the 70s.
It is
or something.
population control,
Yeah.
and that's 100% true.
Remember, you don't remember all the reports of how many people kept dying
Yeah.
over and over and over again? It was every
And,
day.
and you know what's crazy though? It's freaking crazy because 2 people that I work with, they're elderly. They had cancer before. Okay, and they went to remission. They were okay. You know what I mean? Like it was gone. They got the vaccine. After they got the vaccine, the cancer came back for both of them. Okay, two separate people. Like, and it came back, and that was a lot of people. And even to this day, you have people now. How many athletes did you see that just dropped
Yeah,
in the middle of their
heart
sports?
issues, right?
Football, yeah, basketball. We're talking about super healthy people. When you're an athlete, you're top shape. How are you going to be having cardiac arrest if you're a top fucking athlete? It's
In the middle of a game.
yeah, in the middle of a game. Like you never heard that. That was never a thing. When did you hear like athletes going down like that? I work at a clinic and we had so many that came in. I was sent to the hotel and didn't. That they were sent to the hotel and didn't survive. I work for my travel health services. Yeah, that's crazy too. I mean, and going to your thing, it really is a ploy for population control.
Yeah.
I mean, you've had people like Bill Gates openly say it, right? That
Yeah, I mean,
that
he done,
it's
plenty
he
of talks
it's
about it,
yeah, it's he wants population
and
control. He wants a lot of us to just fuck off. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
then wasn't it Bill Gates? I mean, I don't know where it went towards that, but it was Bill Gates that pretty much said the whole entire thing about having those mosquitoes that injected the vaccine. How do we know that we, you know what I mean? How
They're gonna really trust
you
mosquitoes though
can't?
with the Zika virus
Yeah,
and malaria,
yeah. I
all
mean,
that.
they see hosts that can definitely spread it. A mosquito, they populate so much, and almost every year someone gets bitten by a mosquito.
for sure.
Like how many mosquito bites do we get in a year just out here? You know what I mean? Like it's the quickest way to get it done. Um, it's sick though. It's definitely population control, and I mean, going back to the vaccine, you have people that have now a whole bunch of it's what is it called with the heart?
The pacemakers,
No, not the pacemakers.
Arrhythmia?
Mito something. I,
arrhythmia. I think that's what he's talking
Arrhythmia,
about.
right?
Like the,
Like
the
a
heart's not beating the right way,
heart
It's-
beats different,
or
it's
skips a beat.
skips a beat.
it is the mosquitoes. Fuck the mosquitoes. We don't need them around.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, it pretty much messes up their heart.
Yeah,
It messes up their heart, and my boss. I mean, I didn't see it. I didn't actually like do research on it 100%. But he was saying that in a lot of these autopsies, they're finding like these big what do you call these things? Oh my god, clots, blood clots that are like this long, and like these are people that are vaccinated that are mostly getting it. It's crazy. I mean, listen.
makes me wonder because I did have leg surgery, and I was fine before COVID.
Yeah,
It's weird.
yeah,
There's a lot of clogged veins.
yeah. I mean,
It makes me wonder.
listen. At the end of the day, the government is always involved in something.
For sure, and it all goes back to that.
Yeah.
We're all just being sacrificed.
And going to the, what we're talking about. Did you guys see the tsunami warning that apparently happened in New Jersey?
For
A
real?
tsunami in New Jersey.
There was a tsunami warning that then later they said was nothing, but New Jersey had a tsunami warning.
Really?
So
And then recently we had the earthquake.
we had the earthquake recently, but we had the earthquake, and then supposedly I was looking at this. I saw it very briefly, but there was something in, I think it was the Pacific Oceans or something like that. It was a big like mass that was moving within the water. A lot of people were saying it was like Godzilla.
Really?
Yeah, like it was like it was moving, and it was, hold on, let
Is
me
there
see.
video of that?
Yeah, let me see if I could
Can
find
you
something.
even show it though?
Yeah, I don't care if I can show it or not. I'm gonna show it anyways.
Okay.
Fuck the government.
Fuck 'em.
They're gonna try to take away TikTok too, bastards.
Yeah, well, that's what they're trying. 'Cause people
Yeah.
are actually
Oh,
telling
yeah.
the truth.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
That's the real,
That's
the realness of it. That people are saying what they want to say and not giving a fuck. So, fuck it. Let's say what we're gonna say.
oh, all right. Let me see. So 2 weeks ago. You guys could continue, talking about stuff you guys don't.
No,
have.
but-
No, I was just seeing how many people were in that.
It's just crazy though, like, cause the whole Walmart thing, how easily people can turn on each other, easily
Also,
with the COVID. Like, so when you were there, how fast people turn each other for the Lysol, how fast
Yeah.
they turn
Oh,
on each
yeah.
other.
Oh,
for the
yeah.
toilet
yeah,
paper.
100%.
You know how
how,
quick.
how impatient people are, because the lines outside of Walmart in the summer were ridiculous. Hundreds of people outside. Then it was like, then they had the arrows going one way. Then you had the extremists when, you just cough. They're spraying each other to death, and then they're taking their clothes off. You don't remember those videos? And
Yeah, yeah.
it became a joke.
No, for real.
Everything became a joke in the United States. It was just ridiculous.
Nah, I remember.
But then you don't remember how far behind we were, and most countries were already done with it.
yeah.
You don't remember that?
Mm-hmm.
We were behind like
They
crazy.
had it under control in most places.
Can we switch to the display screen so you could try to get this real quick?
Yeah, I got you.
See if it's gonna be. Give me 1 second. Oh, Amazon did bank off of it for sure. Off
100%.
COVID. Yes, they did, and a lot of small businesses
All those
fucking
countries,
Yeah,
all
went
those
to
whoever
companies.
could get their
went to
hands
shit.
on the items for sure.
And you had all these hoarders, which is crazy because you really like just think you're like, damn, like
No, the craziest is the
these
toilet
are
paper bullshit. I couldn't even believe that
And
bullshit.
not one side effect was for your butt.
Yeah,
Not
Yeah.
one.
makes no
And
sense.
toilet paper. You didn't see the videos of like the fights at Costco's? People getting trampled like if it was Black Friday for toilet paper.
Yeah,
it's sick though. It just goes to show that people are just so like they just messed up, man. Like they don't. A lot of people, there's a lot of good people, but there's a lot of people that have like no compassion. I mean, look at freaking Como and how he just freaking threw all those people into the.
The top one too.
Oh yeah, I got you right now.
No, for real though.
And he threw all those people into the nursing homes. You remember all those people that died from the nursing home that Como like sent over? Freaking all those. It was during COVID.
yeah, I remember.
I mean, cause like I was like, yeah, just not wiping your ass and washing your hands. For real though, they were not doing that shit before. They were out there dirty butt,
just plump and just plump and go.
dirty butt.
Yeah, for real.
Okay, so we're gonna play this for you guys. It's pretty crazy. So I think this is gonna be it right here. All right. We'll be low here. Okay. So this is the mass that was supposedly coming. This was after the solar eclipse. Again, I didn't see too much on it, but it was supposedly moving. This thing was moving, and I think this is kind of like where where this whole entire tsunami thing occurred from. So let's check this out real quick. See what this is about.
Antarctica that's producing 80 plus foot waves. Whatever this mysterious underwater anomaly happens to be, it is actually larger than the entire state of Texas. Now, shout out to the YouTube channel Into Thin Air because he was the first to report on this mysterious blob. And you can actually see this mysterious blob yourself on the app known as Ventusky. It's a weather app. And there are reports that this is the only app that you can see this blob. Now, what's weird is that some people believe that this might be a glitch. But we're going to find out that that may not be the case later on in this video. Once you're on Ventusky.com, you drag over near Africa. Now, this is all taking place a day after the solar eclipse. Whatever this is that popped out of Antarctica pops out around 8 p.m. on April 9th, with waves measuring around 80 plus feet. Whatever this happens to be is an absolute monster. Now, there are some people that were stating that this could actually be a kraken, a leviathan, some type of ancient mythical monster, perhaps even maybe woken up by CERN. Now, what I find weird is that there are a lot of talks about dragons. This comet was the mother of dragons. That black thing that flew over the clouds during the solar eclipse, many people were comparing it to a dragon. And now we have this massive black blob that people are saying happens to be Leviathan, who also happens to be a dragon. So I do kind of find it suspicious. There is now a lot of dragon talk, dragon this, dragon that. Some are saying that this could possibly be some kind of great ancient old one that was woken up by CERN. We do know, like I said in multiple videos, that whatever CERN had conducted on April 8th, everything ends in an awake facility. Ahead of time. They have to let us know their rituals ahead of time. Now, there will be people that will say that nothing will happen on April 8th, 9th, and the 10th. And that is true for the most part. You will not see chaos. You will not see destruction. You will not see the end of the world on April 8th, 9th, and the 10th. Many people want to compare this to Y2K or 2012 style event because you have been conditioned to believe that the world will end on a specific date. And when specific date comes and the world doesn't end, well, now you'll believe that nothing will happen when certain dates come and go. Certain ritualistic dates come and go because something will happen, because this is one big ritual to either bring something in or to awaken something. Just go to CERN's website and read up about it. But whatever this massive blob happens to be, it just stays there for hours until it travels up the coast of Africa. Throughout the day of April 10th, whatever
The
this
fact that it was
mass happens
traveling.
to be makes its way up north
crazy.
until it approaches the coast of
You
Africa,
see, and
Cape
then
Town.
this is
Now,
kind of.
on
I
April
think it
8th,
was like around
exactly
here.
on
That's why I
April
said New
8th, the
Jersey.
day of the solar
See, New
eclipse,
Jersey
there was
somewhere
some
around
very
here.
bizarre weather happening in Cape Town. Winds of 135 miles per hour. Trucks were blowing over. The waves in Cape Town were actually going in reverse. So we get this extreme weather taking place on April 8th, the same day of the solar eclipse, and we have these other rituals that are taking place the same day. The day after appears this massive anomaly that nobody can explain, other than it's just a glitch. Now, whatever this massive anomaly happens to be, it starts to travel, and once it reaches the coast of Cape Town, it just stays there. And like I said, this is the area where they are getting this extreme weather. Now, this YouTuber, Into the Thin Air, when he first reported this, he pushed the days out to the 12th, the 13th, and the 14th, and you can see that whatever this is, it starts to travel in the water, making its way up to the Atlantic. But what's odd is when you do it now, when you push those days out now, the 12th, 13th, and 14th, whatever this anomaly happens to be just disappears. Ever since this was reported by this YouTuber, and it started to make its way around the internet, including places like TikTok and Twitter, to the point that news agencies started to release articles about this massive anomaly. For whatever reason, this is no longer seen in the future dates. So why were the future dates of this object removed, but you still see it there on April 9th? It's like it just completely changed its course. It completely changed its path. Or they are now hiding whatever this happens to be. So let's go to this article that was released by the Daily Star as of today, April 12th. Giant Antarctica black hole weather anomaly spotted near Cape Town could be a UFO. Nobody is quite sure what the giant black hole weather anomaly appearing in the early hours over Cape Town, South Africa actually was, but some reckon it's otherworldly. Now, other experts have weighed in on this phenomenon, and they have stated it had appeared on satellites for just a few seconds. So it wasn't just on this site, but it also appeared on satellites, and they could not explain what they just saw. These same satellite images had shown that around 83-foot waves were spotted off the coast, which all of a sudden just disappeared for no reason, with a giant black hole appearing on the imagery instead. According to weather site Ventusky, the same weather site that I was using in this video, the hole moves towards land before suddenly fading out right before it actually touches down in Cape Town. The anomaly was posted on the Reddit with users expressing shock and confusion over it, especially considering how the site also takes the satellite data. So it's not just this site glitching, the actual satellites captured this data, and this site is reading off of those satellites. This article continues to state that to make matters more
So that's just a glimpse. It's crazy. So that kind of just goes to show. You can switch us over. That just goes to show. It's like there's a lot of shit. There's a lot of shit happening, man. It's a lot of shit, and it's just it's getting spooky out here. It's getting spooky out here. Um, you know, what's your guys' thoughts? What do you guys think? It's insane. I'm talking to the chat. You guys let us know what you guys are thinking.
Godzilla.
We already know where he's going. He's going to the Coliseum.
Seriously, he's got to go take a nap. Yeah, man. So what do you guys think about that? Oh yeah, so that was going back to like that whole entire tsunami warning. You saw it was going up the coast pretty much,
Yeah.
and it was going kind of pretty towards where New Jersey is. And I guess I don't know if the tsunami warning is tripped off by itself or exactly how that works. But let me see when this
It could be from the winds and everything too, because that should have hit both coasts then. Because if it was going between
So this
the states and Europe.
yeah, so I'm trying to just figure out. So this happened. Our town's tsunami warning system kicked off around 8:30 on Friday. It's crazy. So
No,
this
but-
happened just recently. The
But
tsunami
you
warning.
would think it would probably be worse for New York.
I mean,
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
Clearly.
straight
yeah,
island.
or you know the Jersey Shore too. It's got to be crazy
No,
down
right
there.
there, like in the winds of 135, knocking over
Yeah,
cars,
that's like a whole entire hurricane.
buildings. One building just needs to fall
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Boom.
to the left, and that's it.
Yep, it's insane. Really insane. Like the stuff that we're seeing now, and I'm like, oof,
It
Jesus.
just so happens to be, but like you remember, like the solar eclipse was the big talk during
The
Yeah.
Titans are
entire
coming
time.
to fuck us up. I mean, who knows? I mean, it does say in the end
Fuck.
times there's gonna be like beasts coming out of the oceans,
Yeah.
aren't there?
Yeah. From the
That's what it
oceans.
says. They're gonna come up from the oceans. You know, if you're religious
Yeah,
or
you
not,
can
I'm pretty
see,
sure you've heard it.
You already seen giants. They got
Nephilims. I mean,
yeah,
Nephilims were real.
basically.
You know.
You don't remember that one video where they by the I think it was the mall in Florida, where like all those cops, it was like 50 cars. The cops came out for that one giant
Oh yeah.
that was walking
Yeah,
in front
yeah,
of the mall.
yeah. Godzilla. Yeah, it is Godzilla. That's what we're saying. Seriously. Yeah, we saw that. Remember, we did a whole entire pretty much pod on it, and it was like, yeah, it's crazy. And those everything always gets covered up because I mean, it became that there was 14 kids out there in the Florida mall, and what there was an altercation, and then you see 200 plus cops. Like you
They
don't
were
see.
trying to say it was fireworks.
I was like,
And
you don't even see 200 plus cops when there's like something happening in the schools. If you know what I mean,
yeah,
like
no, for sure. Yeah.
you don't even see that then. It's
No.
like how you gonna.
Yeah. Just the cover up doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
Not
it's
at
like,
all.
come on now.
You're
Two-
trying and.
Yeah, 200 plus cops. Oh, they get out of here.
that's like a big threat
Mm-hmm.
for
Yeah.
200 plus cops.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
Like-
and then you had that one video you sent over, right? It was of the in LaGuardia airport.
The lady on LaGuardia, that was flying.
Mm-hmm.
She was headed over LaGuardia Airport, and then it just like she was just looking out the window, looking at the sky, basically, right? And then it just turned into something just went
Yep.
real quick, and it was like something like black, but it went so fast they recorded it looked like a plane.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
She said that she reported it,
Uh-huh.
and they couldn't tell what it was, and not even the airport picked it up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But you know how they monitor the
yeah.
skies,
They monitor all the skies, so they would definitely be able to pick it up if it was something that wasn't like out of this world.
right?
any plane
And
should be able to
she,
be picked
she
up.
reported it to, like, I'm assuming she reported it to the government, whatever.
Yeah, she said that she reported it to the FAA, which is I think the flight, like the
Yeah.
that, and then she reported it to like a UFO thing and some else, and one of them hit her up and like they replied to her.
Mhm.
But that object that they show, I mean, if you guys ever check out the video, look up LaGuardia alien. It's a Tic Tac, and that's pretty much like there's different shapes supposedly to these like aliens.
Mhm.
There's like the Tic Tac. There's the very common one, which is like
Big head,
yeah.
gray guy, yeah.
No, I'm talking about the
The UFO
spacecraft.
ship,
Yeah,
Oh, UFO. Oh,
yeah,
oh, oh. Yeah. The shapes, right? Okay.
what do we call that? Like the
Saucer?
The
The
saucer.
saucer,
Yeah.
exactly. The saucer. There's the saucer. There's a few different shapes. I mean, just like they say, there's a few different aliens too. You have the Greys,
Uh-huh,
you have the
Greys.
reptilians, which
Yeah.
supposedly reptilians are the ones that are mostly in government.
Shout out Joe Biden.
No cap. Shout out Joe Biden.
Right.
We know you're a
For
fucking
real.
reptilian.
They're trying to say something's wrong with, like, I don't know if you watch the basketball, Joel Embiid with his eyes, like during one of the games they just started glitching,
Yeah.
and then they're looking at like what sort of, like if he's like reptilian or something like that.
Who
Like,
knows, man? There's so much that we don't know that it would just be beautiful to just. I would love to find out all this stuff.
Definitely.
But I mean, the crazy thing about this is like once you start digging and you get into that rabbit hole,
It's
it can
really
get real
deep.
scary.
It's scary.
It gets
and it's
real deep, and then there's always that consistency of the person goes missing.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you've
Where it
never
just-
been up on this conspiracy stuff.
It
Right?
just stops. Like it just all this is all stuff that's just been coming out to light, brand new stuff.
Yeah.
Then you remember the stuff with the pyramids?
Yeah. Yep. The pyramids. And,
It's been proven like the pyramids themselves were communication towers
Mhm.
to other beings
mm-hmm.
because of like I believe it was something with like the destruction of one and how like the signals would come straight out through like the sides or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's the same with like the ones in I forget the country. I think it was like the Giza, the pyramid of Giza.
Yeah.
They were all similar in the shapes. There was one that was bent and how they were structured. Then there was the ones that are just pointing it, but they were all meant for different things. But they were all meant for intergalactic communication. That's how
Yeah.
they were
It
built.
was meant for energy. Like it was like a power source, and then it was communication. So it did pretty much both. And then there was also the what was it called? The Ark of
The Ark of the Covenant.
the Ark of the Covenant, which is so interesting. I started looking up some of that, and it was just so crazy. So like they did have power back then. Like there was
Yeah,
like
there's definitely a free power source.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
yeah, and then it's pretty much like been said that there was no slaves that built that whole
No.
entire
There's no way.
that whole pyramid.
No.
Like it's just impossible. And like they have markings within the
There's-
what do you call those hieroglyphics, right?
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
That pretty much show that there was civilizations way before
us.
way before they even say that there were civilizations. So
Probably before the dinosaurs.
yeah, TikTok always sends me down a wormhole.
Wow, 100%.
Oh yeah, TikTok can really send you. And then with the little creepy music that you be hearing,
Mm-hmm.
you guys know what it is. If you guys watch
Definitely.
TikTok, you can go down that rabbit hole for hours and hours. I mean, look, some of them are just straight up bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are straight up bullshit, but some of them are just like facts. I mean, that's why you really have to do your own research when you see these videos, because you can get really lost, really, really lost within these. I mean, there was a time where it was the flat earth thing, and I was like, it kind of makes sense. It kind of makes sense. That flat earth thing kind of makes sense a little bit.
I
And
mean, they throw it in your face. NASA has their logo right there.
yeah.
It literally looks like flat Earth.
Yeah.
They're telling you the Earth is flat.
Yeah, and then there was things with the
What do you mean?
the old encyclopedia that showed that the earth was flat and everything like that. And there was also a thing where it said how high it's like supposedly in Antarctica, once you hit that region over there, it's kind of like a cutoff.
Yeah, you're not even
so-
allowed over
You're
there.
not allowed,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you can't go past it. Conspiracies until nighttime. Then spooky talk shows up. Yeah, for real, you'd be getting so lost. But yeah, Antarctica is like the cutoff, and supposedly there was like this thing where somebody flew over the Antarctica walls, right?
I mean, you got to do
And they
that.
saw creatures and everything over
Well,
there.
they say there's other species back
Yeah.
there. They're really hiding that.
Yeah, which is crazy because then you kind of like start to think, and you're
That's
like,
where that giant monster just came from.
that's what I'm saying. You
why
can
there's
have
more
things
back.
coming probably out of that. Yeah, yeah. You
Mhm.
saw that, and I was thinking, I was like, you know, they throw a lot of things in our face, in
They-
plain sight, and that's part of like a ritual
They have
that
to.
Satanists and all them have. They literally throw things in your face, and supposedly it gets them to a higher point in hell, like because there's supposedly levels to that shit, and like if they tell you straight up, like for example, like you'll have people that be like, oh, there's gonna be famine coming, but then they'll say it kind of jokingly,
Yeah.
but they said it. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? They warned everybody, and you get extra points when that happens because you warned people, and now it still happened. Like people still led to that route.
And it's like it's still like an indirect way too. It's not
It's-
gonna be like a famine the way you think it's gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be something.
Yeah, and so going back to what I was just saying, like they always throw it out there for you. Dude, look at like Attack on Titan, kind of in a sense.
Okay.
How behind those walls there was a whole entire another world.
Uh-huh.
Once they said that, and like I kind of like correlated both of those, I was like that's pretty crazy. Cause like imagine like we're literally like living in
Yeah, we're all closed in.
we're living in
There's so much.
what was it called? What was the Titan like the
Oh, nice to meet that.
what was it called? Do you know the name of it?
What the island?
Yeah, it was Paladine.
Paradis.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying. That the wall,
Yeah.
and then besides that was the whole entire real world.
yeah, we
And,
don't,
then- and then
we have
the
no
levels
idea.
was like class too, like
Mhm.
as you went up.
Yeah.
hmm
Well, we definitely have certain levels of that, and there's stuff we don't even know about,
Yeah,
especially behind Antarctica.
especially right here. Like that's another weird thing, right? Because I saw this one guy that was saying like aliens are not from another world.
No,
They're literally from our world.
they're here.
They're like
us.
right. They're like right under us, like
Mhm.
which means like who knows if they're all in the water. You know what I mean? We know
Yeah.
nothing about like the oceans and everything. We know a little bit of miles worth of the ocean. So who knows, man? And then all the videos you see and everything on aliens, they always just go straight to the water. You know what I mean?
So
They're always
the
just.
Bermuda Triangle could be something, or like
Hmm.
they could be in Antarctica.
Isn't
You
that
never
weird
know.
though? How the talk on the Bermuda Triangle kind of like,
People go missing.
yeah, but that kind of
It's the
died
same
out.
thing.
I
Fizzled
remember,
out, right?
yeah, it fizzled out. Like I remember
Mhm.
you would always hear about the Bermuda Triangle, always hear about it, and then like now you barely hear about the Bermuda Triangle.
Because now we have
I wonder if that
Earth
was
portals.
just, I wonder if that was just the biggest like conspiracy theory they had for us at the time, and now people,
Well, less people that were awake at the time.
yeah,
I think.
yeah,
I think that's all that is.
yeah.
But oh my god.
But now we're in a generation of people actually read, people actually go,
Yeah.
people think. Everybody has their own reason on it, and everybody has something to say.
What just died? I'm confused. I just saw that. Yeah, it just died, and I forgot about it. To be honest, what were we just talking about? What just died? I
Oh,
don't know.
the Bermuda had to be that, right?
Huh?
Bermuda Triangle.
Oh yeah. The Bermuda Triangle. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah. It just all out of nowhere, it just became like poof. Yeah, it's insane. And that was, like I said, that was one of the biggest conspiracies that we had.
Yeah, no, all
That
the
was the
time.
one.
Planes missing, all this
Mhm.
shit. Yeah, but now you don't hear about it because there's so many other ways they could just keep us busy.
Hmm.
It's like, what if because you know how they say there's always truth in movies, there's always truth in
Oh,
shows.
100%.
What if
They tell you right there.
in reality, like Stranger Things is actually like how
Upside
it is.
down type
Like
shit.
the
It's
upside down.
upside down, and they just
Yeah.
come out.
Who knows? Maybe
Okay.
there's
And
maybe
then
there's
they
a
go
thing
back down,
as
something like that.
There's definitely portals.
yeah, maybe there's things as different dimensions too. Like, you know what I mean? Like, who knows? They came up with better things. Yeah, no
Yeah,
lie.
pretty much. They got
No lie.
a little bit more creative.
I feel like the world's been upside down ever since like 2016. After 2016,
Yeah.
I feel like
I
everything
feel
just
like
literally like just
It
flipped.
felt the most normal.
Yeah,
after
2016
It just
life
went to
was
hell.
just something that for me, I don't know, 2016 for some reason just resonates with me so much. Like I just could think of 2016, I'm like, damn. Like that was a good year. And then after 2016, it just like got weirder and weirder, and as the years go by, they just get weird, and I'm like, I don't know if this is part of growing up or this is just like life is just getting weird. So I asked this question to one of the guys that I work with. He's an older man. He's like about like 70 something. And I asked him, my question was like, does time seem to be going like faster
Absolutely.
than normal? Like, is it just like since I'm growing older that it feels faster, or is it that just it's just faster? Like days are going by like this, time is just like moving so quick now. And I asked him, and he's like, no, like it's something's happening because time is moving
It's
faster.
moving way too
Because
fast.
like he would know, like he's old, so he would know the difference. But
Yeah.
like he's like 70 something, and he's seen it within the last few years. The time is just moving. It's just speeding away, and it's just insane. It's like it's moving so fast that like everything kind of just blobs together, and you don't know.
You don't remember things.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
you don't know what you did. If
Yeah.
it was a dream.
it's
Did you
just
actually eat? You don't know. It just melds together.
yeah.
It really does feel that way.
And it's so strange. It's the strangest feeling, and it's like again, I was just saying, I was like, is it because I'm getting older? Because it doesn't feel like that's the reason. Like it feels like time is just moving at a
Much
just
quicker.
insane
That,
rate.
and then like you gotta remember we've been programmed as a society too
Mm-hmm.
to repeat or to go about the things that just. So of course a lot of things are gonna go unnoticed because
Yeah.
you're used to it.
Yeah.
Whereas like when you were, for example, when you were in that younger state, you're freer.
Mm-hmm.
So you have that spirit, and you don't
Well,
have to.
I guess is the I guess what you're trying to say is, if I'm wrong, you tell me I'm wrong. Is that when you were like a kid and you knew any better and you were innocence, your innocence, maybe it was that type of way. You just didn't notice these things. And now it's just
Maybe you're more like you don't. Yeah, when you're not really looking at the world, it
Yeah.
kind of looks like everything goes slower. But
Everything's-
once you start looking at the world, it's just like whoa, like there's a lot.
Everything's just in your face.
And
Yeah.
the crazy part is that like what we're seeing right now, even now, it's kind of like we just know this much of it because there's so much that we really, really, really don't know, and we really don't like. We talk about it right now, but like we don't really deep dive into these
No.
things because honestly, if you really decide to deep dive into these things, you could really like go crazy,
You go crazy.
like really insane crazy.
But you also have to give up your normal life just to really study it.
Yeah,
Just
Absolutely.
be about just that.
yeah. I'm saying you could really lose yourself in it, and then
Mhm.
like the crazy thing is like you could lose yourself, and then there could always just not be confirmation. Because yeah, knowing a lot of things doesn't mean there's confirmation on it.
I'm gonna switch it up. Right. This goes back to knowledge itself.
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe we were never supposed to eat that apple? Because we were never supposed to have the knowledge that it was in that.
I mean, how would we have been if we didn't eat the apple though?
I don't know, but it's just I have no idea.
Would
Like,
we?
well, we were God would literally sustain us, like we were supposed
we
to.
were never supposed to feel sick.
But, yeah,
We were never supposed to age.
like basically the knowledge that we know now was forbidden for a reason because we took that knowledge and used it for all that is evil.
See, so here's the thing, right?
So it's just
I was-
it's a little off topic, but
Yeah, I was just having this conversation, right, with at work, and so if you're like religious, right, there's like it says God gave you free will, right?
absolutely did. Yeah,
But then I was just talking to Tony, and Tony was like, okay, so there is a book of life, and within that book of life, right, there are the names of people that are going to make it to heaven
mm-hmm.
before you're born. Okay, before you're born,
Really,
they're already
you think
on
it's
there.
already in there.
That's supposedly like in the Bible. Like I don't know. I'd have to look it up. But he
Okay.
knows the Bible a little bit more than I do, obviously. But
Uh-huh.
that's what he said. So he said, you know, God is foreseen, so he could see the future.
No, yeah, for sure.
Okay. But if your name is already in a book where you already know that you're gonna make it to heaven even before you were born, does it not seem like everything's predetermined then? So if everything's predetermined, okay, then Adam and Eve, he must have known that they were gonna eat that apple.
Well, I'm sure God knows because He's God, right?
Yeah.
But we don't. You know what I mean?
You gotta think too, like, you know,
He definitely
it could be
knows.
predetermined, but then you have the free will to decide.
Yeah, I
If you
understand,
wanna-
but there's no, if it's predetermined, if my name was not in that book, right?
Mhm.
From the beginning, before I was born, there's nothing that I could do to change my name to be on that book. Am I
mean,
right? There's no free will that can make me be in that book.
Well, it's
Because I was already, that means you could be predetermined to hell already. Even before you're born. So is that free will? I mean, I get
Or what if it's what if it's-
freedom,
what if
like,
it's stipulated though, like, okay, you're predetermined because there's something you're supposed to do that's gonna cause you not to be in the book, right? But then what if it's based on somebody else that's in it is supposed to do something to get you to not be to do that and be in the book. So it also depends on that. That's why it's like free will. If they don't do that, then you end up here.
can you explain your nope, Mink, please?
yeah,
You know, but I'm
definitely
like-
wanna know that, yeah.
Because if free will is so powerful, like where you can't like in Bruce Almighty, for example, he said you can't tell nobody you're God. You can't make people love you. You can't
Yeah.
mess with free will. You got to give them the opportunity to decide that for themselves.
Yeah.
So
I
it's
mean-
like
But I guess my thing is, right, okay. If everything is in that book,
Okay.
what's the point?
I honestly didn't hear. I'd never read that we have a whole book.
Yeah,
that's
look,
already
it's
on
not free will if he already has you in a book before you're born.
Yeah,
That's what I feel.
That's
I
why,
mean-
I mean, it all depends. That's another thing. Which Bible he's
It-
reading? Number one.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's reading the same Bible you read,
Um,
but
that's not true because there's many versions. out
King
there.
James,
King James. There's
that's
other
what do you
versions.
read?
I've read that one, but like,
That's the most read version.
That's the most read, but it's the most
dumbed down version.
dumbed down. Absolutely, because we don't have the true Bible.
Yeah.
Like, honestly.
But
How do
that's-
we know that's true?
I don't know. But you know, like, again, I'm like a kid with a million questions. So,
Oh, for
you know,
sure.
I
That's
don't
all
mean
of us.
I don't mean to, because I mean, it's always been in religion where it's like you have to not question things, and it's bad to question things.
I mean,
But in reality, what are we? What do we? We're nothing without questioning things. That's how we learn. That's how we mold ourselves to become people and become more smarter. If everybody didn't question everything, then where would we be as a society? You know what I mean? We'd probably still have absolutely zero, nothing.
Absolutely.
So he knows you want to fuck up, so he made you so you can go to hell. And this is what I don't understand. So then how would free will work? I mean, it's like
Unless it's a ploy to get you to believe, like, oh, you really have a choice and you really don't. And that can go back to the whole control thing. Because we already know that, for example, the Vatican has the actual Bibles and has all the scriptures. They just bury it and don't let nobody actually know what's really the truth, right? So it's like, what if they're spreading the free will to get you to distract you from, they'd be like, oh, like, it's not meant to happen. I chose to do this. Or like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, and I'm just saying this because of your question with the whole entire
this is the point I
with
brought
the
it up, so
with the
different
whole
opinion.
with the whole Adam and Eve thing.
I-
So if everything was predetermined, right, and God is all foreseeing,
Mhm.
before He made Adam and Eve, He knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
So
What
that-
there was no changing that.
Yeah, it was meant to happen because we're all supposed to earn our way up.
And this is what I don't get, because who knows where in the translation and where it could be wrong. Because I mean, like, again, the Bible has been passed down so many generations, so many times. It's what, the oldest book in history.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So who knows what's been changed? Because
There's
people
probably
can
books
rewrite
missing.
it.
No, for sure.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Unless we're reading it right off of the book, off the pages of the original script, nobody really knows. But my thing to that is, like, who knows? I mean, but if that was the case, that it's not predetermined, right? That means that there is free will if it's not predetermined.
No,
But if it is predetermined and there is that book,
I don't
like he
believe
says, but then
there's that book.
if that book is true, right,
Uh-huh.
and everything's predetermined, then why was he upset? Why was he upset?
That's why I don't believe
Why was
that
he
book
upset
belongs.
that they ate from the book?
Right,
You wouldn't be
They
upset
were
if you already know.
Because if it's predetermined, that means he would have already
wouldn't-
predetermined Lucifer
That wouldn't make
and
sense.
Lucifer to come and
Yeah.
cause them.
That's
to
what
do
I'm saying.
that.
So that's what I was telling Tony. I was like, so if everything in this world is predetermined, then what's really the meaning of anything?
It's a simulation.
No, like what's what's the meaning of everything?
I believe
Then
there's
wouldn't it
no-
just be easier to just, instead of having people come to this earth, wouldn't it just be easier to just spread them, go to hell, go to heaven? But then Tony said no. But then Tony said
that
it's
sounds
because
weird and funny, but
yeah. But then Tony was kind of like, oh, because in order for you to, to really to really feel the full, like, you going to heaven, you have to earn it. So people have to suffer in earth
I mean,
for you to earn heaven.
That's
But I said everybody suffers,
He's not way off. In
but
that,
but
in that
everybody
sense.
suffers. I'm pretty sure even people that are going to hell suffer. You know what I mean? It's not like the people that are going to hell have a great life. I'm pretty sure there had to be suffering in there for you to be.
I guess some people. It all depends. There's levels of that. But damn, I didn't mean for this subject to take this long. But
okay.
yeah, but I believe there's no book that's predetermined. In my opinion, this is gonna be straight my opinion.
I agree on that, Mike. By the way,
There's no.
said, but how so you earn it
Yeah.
if he already knows who goes and who don't?
I don't believe there's a book that's already has your name in it.
Yeah.
You earn it and then you get your name in
Yeah.
it. 100%.
That's the only thing that kind of like throws me off, because like you know,
that doesn't make sense to me at all.
yeah, the book thing, and I was like,
Doesn't
that's
make
what
sense.
like I was like,
because it's like, what's the meaning of
Yeah.
living then?
Yeah, because what will be the point?
mm-hmm.
I mean, only God really knows. He's really just, waiting for you to take the steps. 100%.
But I mean,
But
and that's the thing
but
too.
I do believe that us having that knowledge really, fucked us in that sense.
But it was always meant to happen,
No, you're right in that sense. Yeah, 100%.
according to if, and it's true though. I mean, I do believe in the whole entire. He knows everything that's gonna happen.
For sure, 100%.
So then that kind of goes back to the whole entire. Then there has to be a book.
He knows what we don't know. So
But I'm saying that there has to be a book. Because if he's in every time, right?
Mm.
He's in the future,
He is.
he's in the past, and
Yeah.
he's in the present. He literally, I mean, you would think a god is timeless,
Mhm.
right? So then that means he does know the end. He does know that you make it to hell or heaven before we do. So then that does mean that there is a book.
Well,
But then that means that everything that we been through, like,
It's for nothing.
it's weird,
I
man.
don't know if it's for nothing.
It's weird. It's just, it's, to me, it's like, so then, like, what's really the meaning of life? You know? If everything's predetermined. I mean, I guess it's predetermined to God, but not predetermined to us.
Yeah. You have to take
But it's crazy, though,
the
that,
steps to change it.
but it, here's what, like, messes my head up. It's like, damn.
Well,
Like, you could really be
what if
born.
It's like, as well, like, your life is predetermined, right?
I mean,
And to try to do
So-
that whole free will
so-
thing, maybe he'll come in. You know, they say, "Oh, God, give me a sign." Maybe he'll give you a sign, and to try to deter you to do the right thing, and it's up to you to do it. It's up to you to
But I'm
see
saying, even if you get a sign from God, right? At the end of the day, he knows that sign wasn't going to work,
I mean,
right?
Or how do you know, like, he doesn't have a path where he does all these signs, right? And then it's like, oh, he didn't listen here, he didn't listen here, he didn't listen here, and then
Yeah,
then he has the path that's like he did listen, he did listen,
yeah.
he did listen.
I guess if you put it that
But I'm
way.
saying it'll be nice to know that, like, okay, if God gave you all these signs, then there is a chance that you can redeem yourself.
I
But the way it makes
it's
it sound,
always redemption. And,
no. But I know, I get that. But the way it just makes it, the way it sounds to me, and maybe I don't know the way my mind is working, but like to me, it sounds like you can get all these signs, but then you could still end up in hell.
I mean, since the day we're born, we're already in sin. So like,
Yeah,
we're
I get
like,
that. I get that, but I'm
we're
just
like,
like,
we're like destined to hell. Since we're born, we have to change it as we go.
that's
And
crazy.
Why, and that's why, like Manny said, we get signs, we get possible things that happen, and then you move. You know, you literally, they'll step you in the right direction for sure. But there's people that just don't take the hint. It all depends.
So
I'm
crazy.
sure.
It's insane.
I hope I get the hint in person, right? You know what I mean? But
I hope I'm in that book. It's crazy though.
I mean, it's
it really
crazy.
gets you thinking.
But
It really
does.
gets you thinking. It
But
really
I'm gonna
just
end
is
this,
like,
we could one day dig real deep on it. Maybe not today because we have other stuff to talk about.
mhm.
But the fact that you know of him,
Thank you, Ephraim, for the follow. Appreciate it.
you know of him, and believe he's your Lord and Savior, is already a win. So
Yeah.
just keep that in mind.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
And, but again, switch to the subject. I just want to hear.
Yeah. I mean, it's a crazy subject because you can really get deep into it.
It could never end.
Did you hear about the spiders in Mars?
Spiders on Mars. I did see.
I did not.
I did see
Spiders
that.
on Mars.
Yes.
I was like, bitch, burn it down then. What we
ain't
going?
Elon.
Why we gonna
We
go
ain't
where
going,
there's
Elon.
spiders? Why we gonna go where
Isn't
there's
that like
spiders?
Starship Troopers, like all over again. Didn't they have like giant spiders in that movie? If I remember
I
right.
think they were.
Or
They were kind of like spiders.
They were
I
like
think.
spiders.
Spiders are like crabs.
Yeah.
Yeah, like crabs or some shit. But
Or
I was
a praying
like,
mantis,
I was
maybe.
like, they saw spiders. We gonna go.
He's never going there.
I'm not.
He's never going
Yeah, exactly, man. That's what I'm saying. I'm not going to fucking Mars. Fuck that. I was like, I'm good. And they saw nothing
They
else.
don't scare me.
They saw nothing
But
else.
how big they are?
Yeah, they're pretty fucking big.
Oh, never mind.
So
No.
they're like the eight-legged freaks. You ever seen
Yeah,
that?
yeah. That's a good movie.
Well, I'm talking
But
about, in Mars.
that's
not
what I'm
like
saying. Burn it
real
down.
Mars.
Burn it down. That's what I said. That's
No.
what I said.
He's gonna nuke Mars before we go. That's what's gonna happen.
No, fuck that, man.
Yeah.
I was like, the only life we see on there is spiders.
Yeah, why would you want to go there?
He's like, what else are we gonna
Elon.
see there? What else are we gonna see there?
Elon. Come on,
You
bud.
left that part out, buddy.
Seriously. He not telling nobody that. You know that. That's a fact.
Maybe that's a sacrifice.
Yo,
Really think. Really.
the people there are not really there to
Maybe that's what he's
colonize. They're there
doing.
to
That's what he's doing. Yo, really sit there and
population control.
think. Every
That's fucked up.
Hey,
That's
man.
too much work.
I'm gonna say
It
this.
is a lot of work.
It's a lot extra work.
Thanos
bro.
was right.
But bro, think
Thanos
about
was
it.
right.
People do the work. I mean, why is this guy buying up all the farms?
I can see that. He said spiders, so no one will go. That's true.
And what, he'll be by
It worked.
himself?
I'm not going.
He gonna be by himself on Mars?
Yeah, for real. Nah, there's
You
people that
scared
like
of spiders
spiders.
No.
Nah, I don't care
But
about
he's
spiders.
saying they're
actually, but-
gigantic spiders, though.
Yeah,
so that
they're
means
huge.
bigger than you.
Yeah, that would scare the shit out of me, 100%.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy that the only freaking life they've seen is spiders. I was like, okay.
So I guess you're out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not in there. I mean, I'll let you. I'll see how big the spiders are.
Excuse
If they're like not too big, then I'll be like, all right, maybe I'll go down there.
Like them, we already got
Bless
those
you.
big ass
Thank you.
spiders in like Australia.
Oh yeah, Australia is
Those big ass jumping spiders. Have you not seen them? They be in the houses and they try to hit them with like a broom. And they...
Australia's ridiculous though. That's like,
I mean, they got kangaroos to kick your ass. I mean, what's that tell you?
Yeah.
You know?
yeah, them kangaroos be different out there for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, that's all I gotta say.
Them Joes will knock you out, bro. You stop playing with them.
Australia is fucked up. Yeah, man, it really
It
is.
you know?
Australia is.
Oh, you don't
fucking
remember
nuts.
like we also had like the whole bushfire thing at one point.
Oh yeah, that bushfire shit was crazy.
That
And
was-
even the thing that supposedly happened, where was it? Hawaii, where they had that big ass fire. Maui.
I think
That was made, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm
That
saying.
was made.
How do you think the bushfire in Australia
That
happened?
should make
Too?
no type of sense.
They said it was just dry air and
Yeah, but no, the other thing was different though, because you had freaking. That's the thing. We had Oprah and The Rock all up on that shit. Like, oh yeah, like, but then people were talking about like Project Bluebeam or something like that, where it was like a laser that did that shit, and like there was that there is weapons that create different. I think it's harp, right? Is that what it's called? That create different weathers and create like hurricanes and all this kind of freaking shit. And that's part of that. Harp was part of that shit.
And,
So
and
much
go
shit.
figure that she has land over there and nothing happened to her.
Oh yeah, that was perfectly fine
Nothing happened to
you
her.
gotta
I
remember,
wonder-
like,
you gotta wonder why.
isn't Oprah part of that whole Illuminati
Yes.
thing?
for sure.
Yes.
For sure, she's part of all that
You
bullshit.
remember the videos of her talking with Dave Chappelle and she looking at him crazy?
No.
Like Dave Chappelle's explaining the story about why he left when he was younger, and then
Mhm.
she's like, he's saying certain things about the dress.
Oh, about the
About
industry
wearing
and
a
shit like
dress,
that.
yeah. And then she's giving signals and like all of that, and she just looks off.
Mhm.
And they're like, oh, she's part of it. And you never know. Even The Rock could be an industry plant. You know.
Oh, he's for
100%.
sure an
My man's
industry
just straight
fan.
up advertising.
They're already saying right now, Kai Sennett is an industry plant.
Really?
That's what's going off right now.
Really?
Who?
Kai Sennett?
Who the fuck is that?
What?
It's like a big TikTok influencer.
He's a streamer. He's not only TikTok though. He's Twitch.
Twitch is what I
Yeah,
meant.
he's Twitch.
I
Yeah.
know him by face.
Yeah, he's very popular. I'm surprised you don't know the name. Kai Sennett.
I'll look it up later.
huh?
I'll look it up
Yeah,
later.
look it up
guys.
later. Yeah, I mean he's loud. He's a loud dude. I don't know. People find him funny. Whatever.
The same way you find King Batch funny.
I don't find King Batch funny. I do not find King Batch funny. I'm sorry, I don't. And Joe Coy's like hanging out with him, like and touring with him. I was like, King Batch, really, dude? When are y'all
Can't knock the
gonna wear
hustle,
your
Lee.
dresses?
Can't knock the hustle.
Never wearing my dress. I saved that for the bedroom. It's like nah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
For the diddler.
Yo, the diddler. What else, man? What else is relevant news? What other videos did you show us?
Oh, about I don't know if you guys know this, right? But this man, Terrence Howard, you guys might know him as the original Rhodey in Iron Man.
I feel like Terrence is.
This man is
full of
an
shit.
actual genius.
I don't know.
He is a genius.
You find him a genius. I'm just like, is he? Is he really a genius?
He invented tangential flight.
The fuck is that?
And
And
what is
exactly.
He said exactly. Okay, explain.
that? That's-
Put the camera to yourself. Explain this to the camera now.
It was
Right,
basic. It was basically like, for what I saw, right? It was basically about how he was trying to show how the math fundamentals are wrong. What we've been learning,
Okay.
and he was talking about how you take a number. I believe it was like you take 2, you cube it, and then you divide it by 2, and then you divide it by that, and it loops basically, and it became an unnatural equation. It was like x cubed equals.
See, the thing is, I don't know math
X plus
to begin with.
something like that, right?
Uh-huh.
And then he was like, "That's not a
You're
natural
talking
equation."
wrong guy here.
He's like, "That's a lie," basically. And then, because he explained it, but not really explained it. So he was like, it was like that. And then it was like not a natural equation that comes up in our math fundamentals, right? And he's like, it was programmed into your calculators, and it's a lie. And so then he's like, so for example, when you multiply, what is multiplication? It's to add, right? To increase.
Well, to multiply.
So he's like, why is 1 times 1 1? if you're multiplying one thing by another thing, it's two things.
Should be two.
Yeah.
And you're increasing, and it's just a glorified addition. So and then it's like 1 times 0 is 0. When an item times nothing should be the item.
Yeah.
So he's like, and when you go through,
But
the
isn't that
actual
just
word-
math?
Yeah, but the math is 1 times 0 is 0.
So that's what I'm saying. Maybe multiplication shouldn't work within the zeros and the ones.
But that's what he's saying.
should
It's
just be
programmed as a
addition.
lie. But you take that and you put that through the entire math of everything, algebra, geometry. It's wrong, and that's what he's trying to prove. Then he also went crazy trying to disprove gravity.
Gravity?
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't go that far. But
Okay.
But he's trying to disprove gravity, but he's an actual genius. Like he's really a genius.
Yeah.
And he talks about how, he talks about the hydrogen. He talks about the what is it called, the table of elements, the periodic table.
Yeah, the periodic table
Then he
of
talked about
elements.
the Dewey Decimal System being wrong, and he's like, he's not the first person to actually bring this up. It's been brought up before by like 3 other people throughout history,
Really?
but it just disappeared.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Right? Like, this is something that's
It's just
disappeared,
gone.
but he's patented everything that he's did.
Huh.
But you gotta think about it. It's the same thing of like, I don't know if you guys heard about the whole invention of running cars on water,
Oh,
Yes.
and those people go
And
missing
that
too.
guy went missing.
The
yes.
many people that actually patent it
I mean,
go missing.
why
Mhm.
the 70 show keeps bringing it up? Really sit there and think about it.
Yeah.
Really sit there and
I mean, the government's taking out a lot of people for having that thought. For getting close to inventing shit
Because
like that.
it's all about money.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about money, not about the earth.
Mm-hmm.
They say if humans go extinct in 30 years, the world will go back to normal.
Yeah.
The earth will repair itself.
I mean, we saw it happen during COVID, right?
Yeah.
The few times, like the
You
little
saw
bit
it
that
in,
we were now.
China. You saw China, how it cleared up. It was
Mhm.
beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Because you didn't have everybody working with those freaking.
Yeah, 24/7 factories.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a totally different place.
China's just messed up in general because remember we're dumping all our garbage there and everything, and then they own the United States. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what was interesting though? I think that Terrence also spoke about the frequencies,
Oh yeah,
right? The frequency thing is definitely true.
100% true.
That's definitely true. And the frequencies are pretty much like, obviously, that different frequencies, which are some are meant to heal,
Heal.
some are meant to hurt. Like, there's a lot of
Yeah.
different frequencies. You know what I mean? There's good frequencies and there's bad frequencies. And it's kind of in a sense like when you connect to someone, even that's a frequency. Like,
Uh-huh.
we all give out different
Different
frequencies.
vibes.
That's why when some people call it a vibe, but it's really like a frequency.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know, that's why you can connect to some people more than you can connect to others.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they set out that frequency of just like,
They even
It's a
say
connection.
because of those frequencies, like if, like for example, we're not supposed to be wearing shoes.
Mhm.
Yeah, we're not
We're
supposed to.
supposed to be walking
Mhm.
around connecting with the energy of
With
the earth.
the earth.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And they say if we all held hands, we'd all float.
get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
from
I've
the
heard
energy,
that.
we'd all float.
Mhm.
If
Nuh-uh.
everyone held hands around the world, we'd all
Yeah,
float from there.
all our energy, all the.
But it needs to be everybody or how many people? Because like I'll try to get people to
It
choose
needs to
this.
be you know, like in Us. Remember how, like in Us, they were holding hands,
Yeah.
but we just float.
They weren't floating.
Because there's not that many of them, apparently. But like all
So
of
how
them-
many people do you need to
I
float
don't
though?
know. I think
I
all
need
of
to
them.
know.
All of them.
Nah.
All of them.
Everyone in the Americans
Nah.
try this.
You know, and then the next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna create
Nah.
Super Saiyan God from it. That's what we're gonna
Oh.
do. We're gonna hold hands.
Each
and
man,
person
ritual.
reacts to different
That's what's
frequencies too.
gonna
You
happen.
vibe with people in your frequency. Yeah, exactly.
If you own a cat, they heal.
Yeah, so that's also part of the
So
frequency
reason
thing.
to get a cat. Get a cat.
Yeah, that's what they
They
say as
do
well.
that.
You know that the purrs
Mhm.
are a certain kind of
They
frequency,
heal
and they can actually heal you.
I remember you told me before, like even
We all
dogs
float down here.
saliva and dogs have
You'll
healing
float
powers
too.
apparently.
Huh?
I remember you telling me that too. You're like, oh, dogs have like a healing.
Oh yeah, they have like a
Like
healing
healing
factor
power,
in
too.
their saliva. Yep. Yeah, that frequency thing is crazy. I saw this video, right? I wish I could pull it up, but it was of different like they had like I guess sand or salt or something on like a piece of paper or something like that. I don't remember exactly what it was.
Yeah.
And they would put different frequencies, and within those frequencies they would become like different what do you call those? Oh my god, it looked like a plant. It really like that's the best way I could describe it. Like it looked like here. I gotta try to find this
What,
video
like a
because
tree?
no, I gotta try to find this video because it's so insane. I was like, what is that real? I don't know if it's real. I would love to try it. I might try one of these days, and I'm just gonna like, let's see.
They also had like going back to the whole supernatural with the portals. I was on TikTok, right, and I told you guys about this earlier about the dude that's just in his house, right, and then you just see items. He had it recording, like because portals would just open up in his ceiling and things would just fall. Random items from his house, or random items he didn't have. Like there was crucifixes that fell, books. You have
Look, I'll show you guys this right here. This is it all set to. Let's try it right there. Is it showing it? Okay, it is showing it. Is it showing it or am I bugging? Okay, so I just have to hold it like that. Okay. So this is pretty interesting, though. Honestly, I was like, "What? This is crazy." Look at this. He put some type of I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's salt. Now tell me this is not insane. Like what? What? It is beautiful, and it's also insane that frequencies can do that. I bet my frequency looks like a dick. Yeah, I mean, that's an example on that. Like, frequencies are, like, they're real, and it's crazy. When I saw this video, I was just amazed. I was like, whoa. Like,
Yeah, you got more people talking about frequencies a lot more often now.
yeah, and I mean, if you go back to, like ancient civilizations and everything, they were more, like, connected to the earth and all. And even if you look, isn't there, like, a healing where they take and they, like, hit the glass and, like, like, I think it's, like, sound therapy or something like that? And supposedly that's supposed to heal. I've went through a sound. Oh, look, I've went through a sound therapy session this past fall, and it was one of the most amazing things. Helped me with some mental healing.
Really?
That's insane. You see what I mean? Like, it's crazy.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
You never
No.
knew sound healing was a thing? Yeah, sound therapy is like a real thing. Like, they hit the little doom, then they like, it's supposed to like, it's different frequencies that heals you.
Yeah,
It's
they even
really
say
crazy.
when a bee passes through, it's actually people make it out to seem like it's bad, but
Mhm.
the sound they leave, it helps you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's crazy how connected we actually should be.
Yeah,
It's
that's insane.
It's really insane.
And isn't it crazy how like there's certain frequencies that once you get older you can stop hearing, and when you're younger you can hear it. Like you've done that test, right?
Yeah, they did that in school where they raised it all the way up and then that just and they say like you go deaf after a while because your headphones and all of that
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
when you're hearing.
Mm-hmm.
Then that's what they tell. That's why you can't hear it.
Yeah. Oh man.
Highly recommend it.
Yeah.
It seems about
It'll be
right.
dope.
I
It'll
mean,
be dope to
it
try
makes
that out.
sense.
I just don't know where we could try that out at. I'm about to just
Go
put
get
on
some
a
cups.
I'm about to just put a YouTube video with different frequencies.
No, but do you think like these different frequencies are coming from like the trees and stuff like that too, or
Probably.
is it just sounds like man-made sounds? I know it's not like a car. Like,
No. It's like the Earth.
The Earth.
Like the Earth has frequencies and everything. Everything has a frequency. I'm more than sure. You know what I mean? Everything.
water definitely has frequencies for
100%.
sure.
Mm-hmm. I think everything, even if you can't hear it, I think it would give out a frequency. Oh man, it's just so much. It's so interesting though. It really is.
Yeah,
Just
you
I
sit
wish.
there and stop thinking about the bullshit and really
Yeah.
think. It's amazing. But own a cat.
Own a cat.
Oh my
They
gosh.
heal you.
He's really like recommending cats right now.
Yeah. Cubby used to heal me all the time.
Yeah,
I miss that guy.
yeah. Freaking yeah, and the cats come and they purr on you and
On your
stuff, and they're
chest,
just
yeah.
like
So
They
anytime
just-
you got your cat, even if you're like watching TV and they're trying to sit on your chest and lay on you, she's trying to heal.
yeah.
So let it happen.
They know when you're in need of some healing.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
So just let it happen.
Yeah, but then you're like, you remember how they say like animals can see ghosts and stuff too.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they could definitely see it. Shit. I mean,
I don't know. My cats are always looking up.
They just bark at nothing.
Nah.
Or they barking at something. You
Yeah,
just
for
can't see it.
sure, 100%. You can't see it, but they see it.
Do you think with frequencies, we can open like different senses too, like the sixth sense?
Who knows? I mean, like a hockey type of thing, just like
One Piece, get out.
yeah.
We don't talk about One Piece in this thing.
Yeah.
Sorry, B.
Yeah, look, she believes it. I mean, it sounds possible though. You can probably like when you're more connected. I mean, if there's frequencies and everything, you would think that even paranormal things have probably frequencies, and maybe that's why there's some mediums, right? That's what they call them, mediums. They can like see ghosts and talk to ghosts and communicate to ghosts. Their frequencies are connected to that kind of realm.
The tarot cards and the Ouija boards.
Mm-hmm. Probably connect it all together somehow. I don't know. Wouldn't it be nice to see what kind of frequency we give out?
That'd
Is
be
that a
interesting.
possibility? Can we do that? I mean, they do it to mushrooms, don't they?
What do you mean they do with the mushrooms? They just go scan mushrooms?
You never seen that? Like they take them.
They just go
like,
to
like
just like
no, seriously. Like they take mushrooms, right?
Mhm.
And then they put like the little thing, like some little things, and you can hear like supposedly mushrooms make music. You never seen that? You guys never seen that?
so they're like shells,
Oh god, I gotta show you guys everything.
or they're little
Fine, I'll show you
they're
guys.
little trolls. Like that's what we're going.
Minus like nails on a chalkboard. Oh, I just got like the little
Oh my
fucking
God, learn that.
the little feeling. That was horrible. Hold on. Mushroom music.
Mushroom market.
Watch those get like
It's
just
crazy.
tripping me. All right, look. So look right here. Boom.
So that's right. They do just go up and scan random mushrooms.
Mushroom getting it though.
It's like Mario.
Mario. Yeah, it's insane. They have Shroomy Rave. Seriously, they have some
Shroomy
frequencies.
Rave.
That's what I'm saying. So what did they do that to us? So we can see our frequencies. I need this done.
You never know if different mushrooms give out different frequencies. That's why you probably hallucinate differently with each mushroom.
So they say that it's crazy. They say that the mushrooms are very close genetically, I believe genetically, to humans.
Really?
Were mushrooms.
What the fuck?
Yep, it's insane.
That is insane.
It's
I've never
really
heard
And
crazy.
you know what also was
And there's
like
so
that?
many different mushrooms that
The Last of Us.
that was, yeah,
Oh,
literally.
shit, you're right. Yeah.
Yep.
The fucking mushrooms.
Yep.
Yeah, you're
Spores.
right. Fuck. That is the thing. That's the thing.
I'm telling you, it's the truth in everything.
Absolutely.
Switches over.
Truth in everything.
Oh man, fucking mushrooms, man. I don't know, man. I never tried shrooms, but supposedly they're good. I've always been curious to try a shroom. I'm not gonna lie to you, but it's just too fucking freaky to me. I was like, if I have a
You gonna
bad
start
trip,
rubbing a tree and shit. Like,
nah. I was like, dude, I was like, I just don't want to have a bad fucking trip.
That's what I'm
Fuck that shit.
saying. Oh my
It's
god.
too scary.
But right now you can't for reasons, but
You're gonna go see Bigfoot.
maybe if the one true came in here. With
Look, listen.
Who's that? Who's the one true?
The one true.
If
You don't know
the one true came up in here and was like,
Oh, you guys talking about pointy ass
like if Nicolas Cage, listen,
You
if he
have to
came
do
up in here and was like, yo, I gotta let's take a bump. We taking this bump.
Oh, I'll take it a fucking bump. Fuck that.
Yo,
You got me fucked up, especially now with that fucking lunatic. Fuck that.
the mind of Nicolas Cage is you just can't fathom it. You just can't.
I don't want to fathom that
I do
fucking.
shrooms. I don't know about a bump.
Nah, I wouldn't do a bump. I'd do a shroom for sure before I do fucking a bump. Manny would do a bump with
He'll do
Nicolas
a
Cage.
bump.
I'm doing a bump with like
if your mom is watching or your sister, they probably like never have this nigga meet fucking Nicolas Cage. Because you know Nick is gonna have fucking a bump with him anywhere he goes.
100%. It's like,
For
oh
sure.
my god, Manny.
I heard about peyote. Peyote's another one though. You could get a bad trip though, and peyote sounds crazy too, right? But peyote's a lot. Peyote's with
hell's
what the
What is that?
it's like. I'm not gonna call it a drug, but it's like what Native Americans use.
Oh, okay.
And like indigenous people use,
Okay.
and that's how they would have a closer connection to God and everything. And they say,
is that like the shit you see in the
Oh,
movies
boy.
where they're being around the fire and they're cooking something up and then they eat it and then they have like that real trippy scene.
Yeah,
around
like
the
that
fire.
yeah,
all
it could
the
be,
circle type
yeah, I
shit.
guess that's what they're trying to portray.
Yeah.
But supposedly, like that's what they say too. That with religion and like they do a drink for you during a sweat. Okay, so it's like a drink. I guess that's the thing that you're saying. The burning bush of is it Mount Olive?
Mm-hmm.
You know, in the Bible.
Yeah.
Supposedly they went up there and there was I think what it was. I don't remember exactly what it was. I'm gonna say shrooms. I could be wrong. Burning there,
Mhm.
and supposedly that's what could have been getting those people to that level to see God. Because remember that they're like, oh, the God came as like a burning
Yeah, the
bush,
burning bush. Yeah.
and there was
One hell of a
some
trip.
yeah,
Hmm.
and that's how people supposedly have been like gotten closer. Like back then, remember drugs weren't illegal and everything like that, so they would get the closest by doing hallucinogens.
I feel like they just stumbled on it one day because they were hungry on a hike and was like, yo,
Yeah, that's-
it's red.
Mhm.
Bring it out.
A lot of people say the hallucinogens, you really get like spiritual, like big spiritual experiences with them, which is crazy.
So we basically just abuse it, right? Basically, in a sense.
I
like,
guess.
like everything.
I mean, look at Tyson, Mike Tyson. He be fucking having a handful of shrooms, like literally, bro.
You gonna tell them no?
I don't know. I ain't telling him no. I don't know.
I'm not telling him.
Nobody's telling him no. Kidding me?
Yeah, fuck that. Yeah, fuck that. Not Mike Tyson.
Hell no. You go right ahead.
Yeah, he
Matter of fact, give me some. Just leave me alone.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so you would do shrooms with Mike Tyson, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, I would do shoes with Mike
You're
Tyson.
trying to beat me up? Yes.
He'll
I'm not gonna
he'll
win.
still beat you up.
He probably still would
Yeah.
beat me up.
Most likely.
He's crazy.
Most likely.
You know, like when I got his autograph, they were like, oh, they were trying to make sure like you didn't really approach him, like he was like to himself, even though he was right there signing everything. Like you can get that vibe, like you can tell like he's kind of off.
Yeah. Anything could set
Even
him off,
though
right?
he's
like a
even
firecracker.
though he's like really humble and everything, like you can just tell he's just off.
Yeah, he's like a firecracker. Anything could set him off.
Screw that.
That's a scary guy to be
Yes,
around.
hell yeah.
Scary ass firecracker.
He said, day 2, you still want to fuck with me?
I eat your ass.
I eat your heart.
I
I eat your children. I'll
I
fuck
eat
you.
your kids. I
He's
fuck
like, you pretty to me, man. I'm gonna fuck you. Call you my little baby.
Someone you can't even call gay.
You can't. You gonna do it?
Hell no.
Nope.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody doing that shit.
Nobody's taking that.
Or Jackie Chan with his fucking little, with his spaghetti shirts.
Yeah, for real, get that man some sake. It's over.
It's hilarious.
Nah, man, like that's crazy.
Fuck that. But y'all, what do y'all think? We think we're gonna wrap it up for today. Did an
Not bad
hour
time.
40.
Not bad.
I think so. We can call it.
Call it till next time. I don't know. We gonna stream today, boys? Some games? I can probably. But you guys gonna play? I don't know.
I mean, you did say that last time.
I always say this, but
Then-
tomorrow for
Then
sure.
I waited, and it never happened.
I'm not gonna say it. Maybe. It'll maybe happen. Who knows?
You didn't
But-
hear it here, but if it happens, enjoy.
It happens.
If it happens.
All right. Thank you, Mink. Appreciate you.
Thanks for
Right,
joining
thank
us.
you everybody who
Thank
joined.
you everybody who joined. Thank
Showed
you
up,
5
showed
viewers.
some
Thank
love.
you
Thanks for the follow.
everybody
Make
else.
sure you guys follow and subscribe.
Yeah, hit a follow.
Yeah,
Hit the
for real.
follow button. You can
Mhm.
watch us again. Bing, 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 boom.
Reruns is bitch.
Hit a like.
Do it.
Next time, don't be shy. Hit a little
You know what I'm
comment.
saying? We all
Hit a
for
little
you.
comment. All right. But yo, thank you for watching.
Yeah,
We
thanks.
appreciate it. And till next time.